Hi, I'm Ellie, and I just got engaged. Okay, more like 2 months ago, but yeah, I got engaged 2 months ago. Me and my fiance have been dating for 4 years, and so I'm making this video because it's to everyone who is recently gotten engaged and pretty much has no idea what to do. So it's like you just got engaged, and you're just like, now what? What do I do next? So, um, for me, for example, I was waiting for a while to get, engaged, and when it finally happens, you're just like, oh my god, yay! You're so excited and everything. But then you actually get the time to think. You're just like, what am I supposed to do next? Like, I don't know what the next step is to do. So you might feel overwhelmed and not know what to do. So that's how I felt, and I do like to do research on everything, and I'm little OCD, so I like to have everything very organized, certain things, and so I went ahead and got started right away. And so I hope that if you need help, we can start going on this journey together and figuring it out. And I will have some tips and everything on certain things. Anyway, so hopefully I can help some of y'all out if you are completely lost in this wedding thing. So first of all, congratulations on your engagement. So yeah, just enjoy it when it happens. I mean, your fiance, just enjoy that time. And then that's what we did. We were for a little bit, for a few hours, we were just just us. And then he was like, well, are you gonna call your parents, this and that? And I was like, well, you gotta wait. So I was like being very calm about it after I got like super excited. And so I started off, calling my parents first. He called his and his sisters. I called my sister, called my best friend. And then after that, after I actually talked to the people that I really wanted to tell, not in person, because we actually were out of the city where we live in. We were somewhere else for our 4-year anniversary. And so we called, and then after that, I sent like a group text to my closest friends and let them know. And once all that was good, once everybody knew and we got a hold of everybody, then that's when I put it on Facebook, on Instagram, to let all my other friends and my other family from out of state and around the area where we live in. That way they would know. And yeah, so then after that, it's like, okay, where do I start? What are we supposed to do? And so it's just like all these thoughts and all these things. You're just like, whoa, like you've been waiting to, get engaged. And then it's like, now that it happens, there's all these things that you're just like, holy cow, like there's so many things. So anyway, sorry about that. My neighbor walked by. He was singing really loud. Yeah, so after all that excitement, and then you're just like trying to figure out like, oh, what do I do next? Best thing to do is what I've figured out enough, like reading and seeing other people's videos, is that you want to just sit down with your fiance and talk about when and how many or how big you want your wedding. Who do you want there? I think those are the top two, usually your wedding guests and your wedding date. So I knew right away that I wanted a fall wedding. So if in order for us to have a fall wedding, it would have to be next fall, and that's like a year exactly. So I didn't want to have to be stressed out too much, and it was too soon. We wanted to take our time, do everything right. So we decided on fall 2018. We didn't have an exact date, and that's totally fine, but as long as you have your like fall, summer, winter, spring, whatever, you can at least, when people ask you, you can say, oh, fall 2018, because they'll want to know everything. Oh, did you pick out your bridesmaids already? Who's your maid of honor? What colors are you doing? Where are you? All this crazy stuff, and you're just like, slowly I was shrinking. Everybody asking me, I was like, I don't know, leave me alone. And everyone's just so excited for you, but you don't know everything, right away. So I mean, I at least wanted to know, hey, I tell people fall 2018, and that way they can at least know something. But we wanted it not too big of a wedding. Even though our count is pretty high, we just have a lot of family, and even though it's close family, I think personally, I think it's pretty high, but we left it as a 150 to 200. So the first thing we did, we kind of wrote everybody down that we wanted to have, and we counted. So we were about 150 something plus numbers, excuse me. And then you have to think, do you want to have people that are your like work friends, your acquaintances outside of like work, or your other things that you do, distant family? Like, how many people do you want there? Because if you want a big wedding, that's awesome. Or do you want, you know, more intimate, close, you know, really close friends, really close family? So yeah, so with that being said, you got to keep in mind that the higher the count for your guests, the more expensive it's going to be. So if you're cool with totally like spending all this money each person, you know, then that's fine. But with us, we're paying for it ourselves. You know, our parents are offered, you know, to help with certain things, and that's fine. But for the most part, we are paying it ourselves. So anyways, just get, you know, at least your date new account and start with that. The next thing is to, if you don't have a Pinterest, make a Pinterest if you want to. That's totally up to you. But I had a Pinterest of things, and I'm sure most girls do. They just plan their wedding, you know, on there. They pin things that they like and everything. And so this is even before you even maybe have a boyfriend or a fiance, but we all do that. And so, I mean, I had already had this one. We knew I had like a wedding board, and, you know, my fiance and I knew we wanted to get married in the future, but we weren't sure when. So we just, you know, talked about it and everything. But before that, I, you know, had my little board and had all the stuff that I wanted. And so once I got engaged, everything changed though. I looked through, you know, all kinds of things, and then I realized, you know what, I really don't think I want to go through with this one. So I, you know, I completely changed everything, and, you know, it's still around the same kind of theme or colors and stuff, but it was not exactly what I had for years saved. So I started off, you know, on Pinterest, putting out wedding boards. And so what I did, instead of having just a single wedding board like I used to have, I sectioned everything, like flowers, dress, cake, food, cake, and just have it in different sections. That way, whenever it comes down to, you know, going to pick a vendor, or, you know, letting your people that are going to decorate your hall, you know, or the floral and everything, you can just show them your pin, and they'll have more of an idea of what you like. Also, you know, the knot.com, that was a big help. That you just make your web, you know, you can get the app or go online and just do it on there. And, you know, it gives you a list of things that, you know, like things that need to get done around a certain time. So it breaks it down for you depending on when you're getting married. So that way you have kind of like an idea of when to, you know, get your engagement pictures done, or when should you get your venue by, or when you should start looking for your dress, all this stuff that's been such a big help. So that's the big thing there. You can make your wedding website on there, so people, you know, you start inviting your guests on there. You can put your guest list on there, and then they can get contact to your website and find out a little more information. There's you know, the good thing about that also is, like, you put your area where you're gonna get married or where you want to get married. And let's say for a venue, we actually do have our venue now. We got it pretty quick, and I'm actually pretty proud of us, because once you get your venue, you can actually start planning the rest of the things. And so usually people plan about a year and a half. So I have 2 years. That gives me at least an extra 6 months or so to start doing everything. So I knew that I wanted the venue first. And you know, on there, you know, you look for venues wherever area, and it gives you like the top places, people's reviews for it. You can link to their website to look at their, you know, videos if they have any, and pictures and all that. So, you know, all that good stuff. And same thing with photography, cakes, all kinds of stuff. It's awesome. So that's a big help there, you know. So if you're, you know, wanting to figure out where to start, just do the knot, and that's all on there. It's awesome. Also, they have a book. So like I have the book, I got the Knot Book of Wedding List, and it has like a list of things too. So if you don't want to do the website, you're going to do both, you can do that. It just has a list of things. Like, let's say you wanted to do, like, has for the menu, the guest, ceremony, receptions. Let's say you want to do for the wedding party, you can go to the wedding party section, and it tells you, you know, what each person's in charge, or, you know, who you should keep in your wedding party. I don't know, just random stuff that it's actually important, like, to know. So like for the cake too, what kind of style of cake, finding the bakers, all kinds of good stuff. So anyways, so yeah, that's a good one. And also the Not Complete Guide to Weddings, that's a different one. It's a little thicker, and it goes into more detail about, you know, the wedding. So you can, you know, about invitations. You know, it has invitations about flowers. If you don't know what kind of flowers, you can go on there and it has different flowers and, you know, popular flowers, what flowers to use a certain season. And so also with like dresses, what kind of style of the dress, which I never knew, you know, there's different, obviously there's different styles, but the actual exact name for the certain styles. So they have all that for you to be a little more knowledgeable. So when you go, you know, meet these people. And so also a good thing to do is to have at least the top 3 things that you want to have your main big spending on. So my thing was, of course, the venue, because that's going to usually take a big chunk out of your budget. So also set a budget. So budgets after you do your you know, you're telling people you're engaged, and then you do your count, and then you have your wedding date, estimated time. Make sure you have a budget. Talk about the budget and figure out how much you want to spend, and hopefully stick to that budget. Try not to go over it. That's the reason why it's there. It kind of gives you a guideline of where you know what you should spend on certain things. So usually, you know, we wanted to do like their venue, so we know we finally got that one, and so now we can kind of look at other things and prices for different stuff that we want. So after that, I know the other top priority that I really wanted to spend a little bit more money was on photography, because that's very important for me. I want to be able to do all this planning and then have something to look back on memories apart, you know, with the videographer, because we do hopefully, you know, can get one. We do want one, so we want to do that. So those, you know, those usually, sometimes you can, you know, have the same company do it together. So, you know, there's some more research on that. So that was so we had the venue and the photography, and then of course the next one is the catering, and that's another reason why I say to look at your budget and how big you want your wedding, because once it comes to the catering, depending on how many guests you have is depending on how much you're gonna spend. So we also want that to be, you know, spend more money on that, because we want to be able to have people come and, you know, and eat and have a good time, and, you know, not be like, I don't want to be, you know, that one wedding that was like, oh, well, they didn't have enough food for this, or they didn't, you know, not that my family is going to talk bad, but it's just you want to make sure that, you know, you take care of them. And I remember weddings to buy their food because I like to eat, but, you know, so those were our top 3. And then of course my dress, you know, comes, you know, fourth. I mean, yeah, it should be one of the top 3, but for me, those are the top 3. But at least have your top 3 to have an idea on where you're gonna do your bigger spending. You know, I'm not gonna spend that much on my dress as I would on my venue or something, you know. So that way you have something to work with and start off with, and then, you know, do the other things. There's also different things to watch out for when you're looking for a venue, photographers, you know, things to ask. And with the venue, I became very knowledgeable very fast with all the things that I should say or ask and look for. So I will be making the next video about that. And so going back to our planning, also you might want to have like a planner when you go look at vendors, so you can buy one or order one. If you order one, or buy it, and then it might have some things that you might not really need or use, so they are sometimes like a little bit expensive. A lot of people do binders, and that's what I did. It's just a DIY binder, and you can do whatever you want with it. I'm very picky, and certain things I want them in certain order, so this will help me, you know, keep myself organized. It's not finished completely because I just started it, but I will make a video once more organized and completed to show you, you know, what you can have in there and help you keep yourself organized. I just, you know, have my cover. I made that, and then inside it has some little tabs and clear covers to take care of certain things. Like the only thing in here right now is just our wedding contract, because that's the only thing that we've done. And so it's in its own little section, and it's in the little clear, you know, cover. So just in case I ever need to go back or need information on something, I can keep this with me and take it with me when we go see vendors, and I'll keep all the important information in that. So I'll make a video on that as well to help y'all out with that. And the first thing I did though, I kept just a regular notebook and start, you know, jotting things down. Like I have all like the places that I started looking for, like the venues. I was looking for them on the Knot and saving certain ones that I liked and looking through, but the ones that really like stood out to me, I would keep them, you know, in a little section here where I would keep them in the list, you know, about how much, what's the capacity for it, how many, you know, how much it costs, and all kinds of stuff. So this is another thing that that helped me out, and it just keeps me, you know, if I have anything like, oh, an idea, I'll just write it down, and then later on I'll come back to it and then, you know, do more research on it. So that's another thing. But yeah, so I hope I can help you, and if you have any, tips for me, I would love to hear those from you, and I hope that I can be helpful. And so, yeah, so congratulations again, and y'all have a good day.